Gardens, one on Instagram, and this is your Monday Weed Nerd World. Hello, how you guys doing? Hopefully, you guys have had a great weekend. Beginning. Oh, who's that? That's me. How was you guys this weekend? What did you do? What are you smoking on? Get this chat pop out so I can get to a little bit of trimming. This lovely lady behind me is ready to be harvested, and I am up to the challenge. So, basically, doing a hang and doing a little trimming. There we go. Not that there. Get ready to go first. That package, platinum asset. There's some of this beautiful nut. Alive. Operation Annihilation, Justin's Meds, Scopio Anus, Mrs. Justin's Meds. D-Man, how you guys doing? Hopefully this is live. At this point, I don't know. My chat has froze. Says I'm preparing to live stream, but I don't know. I don't think it is.
But they're still here.
Yeah, that was just me.
Yeah, they're still coming. There's pizza.
Yeah, hello, you guys see. I see you guys in chat, but I don't know if I'm live. You live audio. Nice. Nice. We can't tell. Can't tell on my end. I'm still hoping that it's just preparing to live stream on my end. Trying to watch on the Angel screen to see what's happening here.
It seemed to what?
Audio, no video? Is that what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's
Your
up,
name
man?
went away. That's just black screen now.
Huh. Wonder what is up with that. There we go. I believe I'm live now. Live streaming has. I believe I'm live. I believe I'm live. This is not Memorex. I see some chat rolling by. We can hear you, but we can't see you.
And then we just got the host will be right back flash. Now
Wow.
it's back to your name. Now there you are.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Cheers, everybody. Wow. YouTube's being weird today, or Zoom's being weird. Somebody's being weird. We are hanging out, harvesting this strawberry late tonight after I smoke this platinum asset via Bingus. I don't know if you guys caught that when we came in. Cheers, Sheldon. Everybody else I've missed. Pizza Pirate, IU. Cheers.
Something over here that's running too much.
Yeah.
Right.
Cheers, guys. Bear with me. Okay, where you at, man? Where you at? We're trying.
Yeah, that's always takes that one.
Right on.
I'll shut you down completely over here.
That kind of stinks. Cheers there, goes chat again. Doesn't sound bad. Just no video. There you are. There goes everybody. Cheers. There's even your comments finally coming up.
Okay, so it must be getting to the warm spot.
Alright. Cab snake oil. Cheers to you. Someday. I promise you guys. I promise you guys this will level out. It seems like that seems to be like a repeating phrase, but I swear I'm gonna give up on you guys. Peekaboo. Now we see you, now we don't. I know. Hopefully the internet is leveled out. Gonna roll up this here doobie and then just roll or pounding away on this here strawberry brulee that was grown outdoors and looks pretty good, man. Some of these buds are like pretty good size. I mean, hand size, pretty chunky. Not too bad for they didn't veg outdoors. Basically, they were thrown out in the sun in late August or so let's say mid-August, mid to late August. They were thrown out into the sun and left there to see what they could do, and that's what I ended up with. Smiley popping in. Been a minute. What's up, mister?
What's up, bro? I
How you doing?
don't know if I'm not hearing your internet sticking.
Being weird a little bit. Anything? I think there's like a huge
Yeah, I hear you. There
delay.
you go.
Alright. Yeah, the internet's being a little funky tonight.
You little bitch.
It is. What you smoking on tonight?
I think I got some strawberry Twizzlers rolled up. It's one that's it's peanut butter jelly breast half sister.
Mmm, nice.
Yeah.
No. I've been smoking on your peanut butter and jelly breath, the one I just harvested. I actually got a little bit of it right here, with the last little bit of it right here. A nice plastic bag even. Yeah,
It was on the fly. Come on.
it was on the fly, but some pretty. I mean, turned out super nice and nice and dense. I smoked some with Mr. Justin Meds and chat, and I was able to smoke some with Mr. CJ, who both
Yeah.
kind of gave it a nice approval. But pretty good stuff, man. I don't think it lived to Mr. Smiley's indoor version of the peanut butter and jelly breath, but it definitely stood its own for sure.
I got some outdoor too. I actually I was cleaning up the dry room tonight for get ready to start for Croptober. I got a couple of them ready to come down, and then yeah, there's a few that'll have a couple more weeks yet, so it'll work out perfect. About the time I'm trimming the ones, then the next ones can go in there.
And amazing for finishing outdoor season this year.
Yeah, it's been tough. I've been battling off like powdery mildew popping up. Other than that, the weather's been great for it though. Like no rain, it's dry as fuck. Like temperatures are nice, sunny days.
Right on. Right on. It has been nice. Around here, fuck, I think it's probably still about 60 degrees out there right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I put the Skywalker OG out there, and that's like doing the best out of all of them. It's finishing nice time on it, and it's got beautiful shaped nugs to it. super strong smell, nice frosty. Excited about that one.
Walker's really nice.
Yeah.
I was talking about that girl last week about she had been moved. You know, how I'm kind of comparing them how amazingly they are like a tomato plant. You know, I've heard the comparison in a lot of ways to a tomato plant, but it fucking wherever it touches the ground, it seems to root. You burying her down, you know what I mean? If you bury that stalk down in time, that stalk will throw roots, just like a tomato plant will. But I've never kind of seen the other side of that like I did with this one. So this girl was out in the outdoor there and went seeking for water. So that fucking root went outside the pot, outside of the weep hole there, and had coiled up underneath the pot. Well, the pot got moved, the root got exposed, and that motherfucker hardened off and became just like a fucking stalk. It greened out just like a stalk, nice bright green and hard, and then went back into the ground with a new like fucking taproot.
That's
So
bad.
what was sticking out of the ground, what had hit air and sunlight, hardened off like a stalk and went back into the ground with new roots. New vigor, new root vigor, we'll say. New root vigor. But
Yeah, that's
yeah,
badass.
super neat. And that fucking root that come out the bottom and harden off is a good half inch around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's beefy. So I never
Pumping.
from a root. I know from burying it down there roots and shit like that, but I've never seen an exposed root become like a stem. Well, I guess what when they come exposed like that, you know what I mean, from like water and from the top and the soil collapses. I've seen those roots harden up, but I guess never out the bottom of the pot. You know what I mean? More like the taproot side of it hardening off and then going soft again, like totally wild.
It's flexing, man. That's the one behind you. So would you have to cut the root to like get it up?
No, in fact, I'll open it right now and bring it in here. It's in the other room. I don't know. You want to help me fucking bring it in here? She's kind of watered down. I'll bring her in here and then I'll cut that root off and show you.
All right. Hope everybody's doing good in chat. See you guys flying by. Been a few Mondays. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Weather turned out all right.
Yeah. All right.
It's
So,
ambitious.
see that root sticking out of the bottom there?
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's it.
Is that a root sticking out the bottom? Or are you happy to see me? There you go.
Right? All right. So now, I'm gonna cut this thing off and show you what she looks like. Go ahead, run back around way. Tilt her that way, so I cut this thing off.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
She did not want to be in a pot. She was like, fuck that.
So this is what was like sticking out of the ground there and had like greened off and got hard. You know, woody like, just like the stem. It's only dirty because it got dragged through the fucking dirt, you know what I mean? But all those had been back into the ground. This part of it was sticking out and gotten hard, and these all went back into the ground
That's
after the
awesome.
green.
That's so awesome.
Oh yeah. I've never seen that before. That's awesome. I mean,
No,
I've
I
seen them
never
grow at the bottom of like fabric pots and shit,
straight out the bottom of that hole, man. I ain't never seen that either. Well, I've seen them come out the bottom, but I've never seen that. So thought you might think that was kind of neat.
Uh,
I can't wait to harvest her though.
I'm in that zone too, man. Can't wait to harvest them.
I took
Give me a
that
lot
peanut.
of work though. They got pretty big on me. I got some big plants out there.
Well, yours are, I'm sure, way bigger than that. But I'm telling you what, man, I took that last week. I smiled the peanut butter and jelly broth down like Edward Scissorhands and shit. Just I miss this shit. Yeah, yeah. I didn't wasn't complaining in the world about having to do a little trimming. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, you missed it, huh?
Very much so. Cheers, SoCal.
So, Soka.
Oh shit, I'm on mute. Cheers. You guys are over there making me jealous. And everybody knows how much I hate trimming, but I have not been able to do a grow yet this year at the new house.
Man, I hope you can get back to it real soon. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm actually I don't have anywhere to set up the indoor at the moment, but I'm actually contemplating putting a couple of seeds outside right now. I mean, what's the worst that could happen, you know?
Is indoor
Right.
an option at all or no?
Not yet. I went from a 2.5 car garage to like a 1 car garage. So we all know how that works out.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's why I asked if it was an option, but
Yeah, no, there's
not
like
always.
25 pounds in that 2 pound shoebox right now. So not much I can do with it.
You're gonna have to like figure out putting up shade cloth or something.
Like that one?
Yeah, get the Dr. Green Thumb Sizzolini screen shit.
Yeah.
Keep
No,
them
I'm
pesky coppers away.
the wife's on vacation this week, so we're gonna go through and kind of purge the garage. And hopefully I can open up at least, a 4x4 space.
Yeah, but you'd have to run AC, all that shit as hot as it is.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's coming to winter, so we'll see. I mean, I'm in the desert, so
So it'll get
winter
down to
gets cold out
70s.
here.
Yeah,
60s,
so
yeah, high 60s, low 70s in the day, but freezing balls at night.
Yeah.
So would it be? Is it harder? How much would you have to heat at night to keep things normal? Obviously, you're getting
I mean, I think if I kept everything in there closed up and opened it during the day, like the doors to the garage, I think I'd be all right at night. I'm really really excited to do some outdoor out here next year.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah. Well, I chose I chose wrong. I should have just got some planters and put some out this year, but I chose to kind of prep the area first so that next year I can actually go into some fairly decent soil straight into the ground. So we'll see what happens next year, but so far it's looking good over there.
And I'm gonna have to do some re-amending to the soils this year too.
Well, I'm trying to build soil out of sand and dirt.
Yeah, it's tough. Need a lot of organic matter and
Yeah. Yeah. So
you're doing it right. The fastest way to build all that's putting roots in the soil. So
and that's what I'm doing. I put a bunch of cover crop in. I put, if I buy something like cantaloupe or watermelon or, whatever, any produce that has seeds in it, I'm taking those seeds and just throwing them out there and letting them go wild. And, come probably November, I'll go out there and weed whack everything and put a layer of compost on top of that. And then do another cover crop for a couple of months. And that should do me all right for
watering's
first
probably gonna be your toughest thing, man. Keeping them watered and shit.
No, I got it all automated already. So
Oh,
that
yeah?
whole area already got automated. So, lessons learned from last time, it's hard. It's easier to do everything before you plant than it is after. So,
Yeah, it's good hindsight there.
yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. I might be able to turn some desert dirt into some desert soil.
I got some good sized stalks on mine, and they're probably, I don't know, bigger than pop bottle, I guess.
Nice.
Mm.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's Smiley's growing trees.
Yeah. Yeah, they got a bigger than I was planning. I didn't really plan for them to get that big, and a couple of them when they went into like stretch or whatever, like really got away from me. I didn't get the second row scrog on them. They're all leaning over, flopping, shit, big ass bug.
Yep.
But it's good that they're flopping over because now they're under the fence. Before, when they were standing up, they were like looking over the fence by 4 or 5 inches or whatever.
I think that flop adds a lot. It really does. It's good stress for the plant. You know what I mean? Terpene production, 100% that flop. It's tons and tons of benefit to that plant.
Yeah, I think having these warm days like we've been having too, and then clear skies, so it gets like not super cold, but we've been getting cool at night, and I think that does a lot for like terpene expression too.
Oh yeah.
So I noticed them really frost up too, like a couple of cold nights like that, and it was like, down low 50s or whatever, and they frosted right up.
When you go outside in the morning and the whole neighborhood smells like your backyard garden.
Yeah. Yeah, I came home from work the other day and like walked around my garage or whatever into the backyard, and I was like coming up along the side of the house going, oh yeah, I smell it. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I was just checking to see, like, oh yeah, I can smell it a good 20 feet away for sure.
Yeah.
I see
It's always a good
insurance
thing.
is asking, how do I look at my herbs now machine? I'm still answering the my herbs now machine, and in fact, it's been kind of fun because now there's like 3 people in chat that's randomly tried outdoor my herbs now dried bud, and since just lately I've been able to break out the machine and use it, and like before I left home I got an opinion of it flat out, and she was impressed with it.
Yes.
And then I had gotten it out just recently for the peanut butter and jelly breath and dried that, and Angel, Rez, CJ, Mr. and Mrs. Justin's Meds all tried, the dried in 4 days, 4 days done in the jar from outdoor to finish, and everybody was like, yeah, this is good. This is good. Didn't fucking hinder that bud at all.
100% recommended.
So I enjoy it. I still enjoy the My Herbs Now machine. I don't mean to just directly talk to chat, but sometimes it's just easier like that.
I still enjoy my herbs later.
I enjoy them now, later. It doesn't matter. I just enjoy my herbs.
Just enjoy whenever.
I think anything we've noticed like a little, it seems like it tightened a little bit. You know what I mean? By a couple people's observation, Angels and both, I believe Justin said the same thing, that just the center part of the bud was nice and extra tight and hard, and they had wondered if it wasn't from the drying process instead of being soft all the way through or hard all the way through. That center seemed to like have a nice little denseness to it.
I agree.
Super denseness. It was good and dense, period, but that center seemed to be extra dense. So
nice. That's going to be the one problem I'm going to face out here with my first harvest is the dry, because like right now, what, 87 degrees at 6:30 at night. The humidity is about -12.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, man. You guys don't do basements out there either, right? Like,
No,
not really a thing.
no, it's not really a thing out here.
make it a thing. You get down on the ground, man, you'll be able to control the, temp humidity a little better.
I've thought about it, but everywhere I've put a shovel in the dirt out here, I keep digging up concrete. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a process.
I know that's the hard part. Like, insurance guy was asking drying tips, and it's like, man, being able to control the environment is the best tip you can have, because depending on where you're at, like SoCal, it's dry as fuck. He's gonna have to keep it a little bit cooler and add humidity to it almost, like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
trying to steal it. Like, but you gotta somehow slow the dry down, where like in other parts like Michigan here, like I'm pulling a little bit of humidity off. I'm trying to keep it around that 60, but like,
Right.
it just depends on what's going on. If you're drying in your basement, is it winter and you got your heat running? Because then the air is a lot drier. There's a lot to it. But it's one of the tough things for sure.
Well, I've always said that dry and cure is harder than seed to harvest.
Sometimes it can be.
And at the old house, I was 20 minutes from the ocean at the old house. Now I'm an hour and a half, so we don't get that humidity. And even there at the old place, I'd cut a plant before I go to work, hang it upside down, come home, and I had freaking hay.
Hay is for horses, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Cheers, weed nerds.
Cheers.
I always say if you got a problem with drying, tell them, Eagle, just get the herbs now and take all the dumb right out of it. You know what I mean?
I can see the draw to it for sure. I can. It's a lot cheaper than building a controlled environment for a room. You know what I mean? Buy a humidifier, dehumidifier, AC, whatever.
Right. How much does the outside environment play into that thing, though?
Well, I tell you what, it's been fucking almost 80 here the last few days. I did not put it in a fucking air conditioned room. It was in a room temperature, so it's been 70, 80 degrees in there. In fact, it was on top of a fucking tent. So it was higher up in the air, yeah, and still managed to dry fucking 4 days. Still terpy as hell. No, great fucking. It was actually, you could tell the outdoor in it. You could, because I've smoked Smiley's indoor of it, and Smiley's indoor is good, get you super high, but that outdoor was fucking laid back. I mean,
Much more full body.
man, you could tell out of like the shit we were smoking, which was fucking dispo weed. You know what I mean? When you hit that, you could tell by taste, but you could tell like on exhale, because it instantly kind of, you know what I mean? It kind of just instantly.
Slow the chest down first is what I noticed, where usually we get that THC with the dome first. I actually felt it in my chest and everything kind of relax first, and then it came upstairs. And that's not always normal. That's not always normal. It's nice.
I'm telling you, there's no better growth system than Mother Nature.
I agree.
Yep.
Cheers, Smash. How you doing?
What up,
I'm all right,
man?
man. I was just on with Marina Family Farms. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna jump on Eagles," and we were trying to use YouTube has like go live together thing, but it wasn't fucking working. So he was like, "Oh, I'm jumping on Eagles real quick." I was like, "I'll come smoke one real quick."
Stop copying me.
Yeah, that go live together from YouTube, I think it creates a link and you got to send it to whoever you want to go live with before you do the live, like before you start it.
He was in the room. It's just no one could see his camera. It wasn't loading his camera.
Is my camera working to you guys now?
Yeah.
Well, if your camera's
so was your
20
shit
grow,
then?
yeah.
I think it's because this is Zoom too. Zoom's way more reliable.
Oh, so a little update over here. I went to go meet Mr. Johnny Caniceter. I actually just got back from Vegas at like 1:30 this morning. That was a whole day project.
Is the town still standing?
How was that, man? I bet that was a good time.
Yeah, it was we went to the Wu-Tang show and we went to the after party and it was just a whole Wu weekend. We did the Fremont experience.
Was it like a
Uh
P. Diddy party?
yeah,
Yeah.
1,000 bottles of lube, son. You already know. I can't even sit right now. No.
That's from Johnny's driving.
Yeah, Johnny's one hell of a driver, I'll tell you. If we were on a fucking like a racetrack, they had me and my wife were on edge. He was buzzing around there like he knew the place. But yeah, it was fucking cool. But so on before I left, I did a harvest on like the outdoor, and I always like do a nice little bud wash on any of the outdoor shit 'cause I don't want to bring any possible bug in, and it's the plants are fucking dirty anyway, like just from being in mother nature. So I put the plants in a little bit wet. I put it in the herbs now. Push the button like right before I left. You know what I mean? Type shit, and then came back to the machine off, but the plant's kind of like well, it hasn't been off long type thing. To the plants were all nice and dry and ready to go.
Nice.
I harvested Jilly Bean bubble gum this year, and the buds are like rock solid. Uh, I the shit looks like indoor. You can't really tell.
Beautiful.
So that's always good. And like the environment definitely plays a factor with the herbs now or any drying situation. But uh, if it's gonna dry in 3 days because it's too fucking like not enough humidity in there or it's too hot or whatever, you just put a shot glass of like an actual shot glass filled with water right in the machine because it's got like a hole in the middle, uh, like through the racks, and it puts humidity in there and makes it take the 4 days. You know what I mean? It's the same thing as once the stem snap, it's done. But you don't want it done in one day because that's like gonna blow all your terps too. Or if it's too humid, then you'd put it in for 5 days instead of 4. Like in the
Yeah,
summer, I'll put it in for 5.
every time someone brings up that herbs now, there's always someone that argues.
There's a hater. Well, you know what though? If you have a perfectly good situation, why fuck with it? You know what I mean? This is for someone who has a problem with a dry, or they just like in my case, I don't have the room to have a whole dry room. I need that room to actually grow in, and this thing sits on a table.
Yeah, different ways to control that moisture. I like to pack mine fucking as tight as I can get it. When I pack this, there you won't even be able to look through this. I'll take little
Yeah,
nugs and all the gaps, and I won't leave it extra airy. I think is one good tip. The other
hmm
tip I before cut out on me is I don't necessarily like to leave it because there is a bit of a babysitting process there because like you're saying, you get a dry day and it may dry out too quick. Yeah, I've known to shut mine down throughout processes. If it's too drying too fast, I may shut her down for an hour or two and let it fucking be all right and then pick it back up. It wakes the moisture out like that. Actually, when it first gets a little crunchy, I'll shut her down and let that moisture come out from the inside wick out, and then fire it back up in about a half hour. It just seems to make a more even dry, but um, I've never had to use the shot glass. At one point, he did give me the shot glass, but I honestly think by packing it so tight is the key there. And if anything, if I had an extra rack and I needed more moisture, I think I would add the trim in there. I think I would put down a piece of parchment paper and fucking add the trim to the top of it for the extra moisture to keep
that's
more terpenes.
definitely true. Yep. You can even put a fucking big chunk of a stem in there to add some moisture anyway. But definitely the more material in there, the more it's gonna take longer. And which is good because we don't I shoot for the 4 days. I don't want it to be done in 3. And if it's done in 5, that's also fine. But I don't want it to be really done too much before.
Yeah, I've never
It's just like my
negative
room
side
too.
to
The
it.
more if I got one plant in my little, well, I don't go decent drying area, If I got one plant on that line, it'll dry in a week and a half, 2 weeks. But if I fill that room, it's going to take me a little bit.
I think it's a good option, at least. It's a good economical option for the home grower that doesn't have the extra space to throw up. You know what I mean?
What's kind of the maximum, I guess, like what would you guess would be like a maximum dry weight of you fill the machine totally full, extra racks and all, like how much weight you gonna fit in there?
Out of the machine, no extracts, the 8-rack system it comes in, I can pack a pound into that thing. That's literally gaps, stuff in every tray as tight as I can get it and stack easily into a machine.
Then that's another thing. Like he would recommend you do 8 trays, no more than 8 trays. But if you do 10 or 12 like I do, and others, if you just rotate the trays, take half and put the top half on the bottom, you know what I mean? And it evens it out too. And that also probably helps, even if you have the right amount of trays, just having everything even by taking half the pile and putting it at the bottom that was on top.
Yo, so for me, Eagle really roboted, and I didn't get away. So how much weight, like, could you get into on eight racks full packed? So Eagle, you roboted on me. I couldn't hear you.
He said he got a pound on the regular.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can get a pound into this machine, stacked nice and tightly. You
And
can put a pound in.
Is that dry or wet?
Dry weight.
Okay.
Dry weight.
What kind of powers them things draw from the wall? Is it like we talking 15 amps or like?
Some I don't even think that, to be honest with you.
Has it ever popped a circuit breaker wherever you plug it in?
No,
well, I got 3 machines. I got 3 machines on one outlet, and I ain't popped shit ever.
Okay.
It's like a dehydrator. It's like I'm not calling it a dehydrator, but it's the same basic model.
Call it a hydrator.
You know what I mean? It's not the Canatrol. I bet you the Canatrol pulls 1,000 watts at startup and shit.
Watts. 500 watts.
500. That's a decent. That's a decent amount of watts.
So technically, you should be able to, I would think, run 2 or 3 on a breaker, right?
Yeah. I never popped anything, and I got it on. So
probably 2 amps.
You know, most of the time, rather than run like the 3 machines, though, I'll try to just stack up trays more than you're supposed to. Probably like the recommended 8 amount. I would just go like to the 12 each or something, just to.
You got the Leaning Tower of Pisa going on.
Yeah.
You build it up and you put one on the top and one on the bottom. You just have them glowing.
Well, like one machine, yeah.
Yeah, one machine, but you just got the racks in the middle. You replace sealing the floor.
I always add my new material if I'm adding different stages of dry. I always put the wet ones on top. So the dry air is always being pushed. There's no moisture going back through. You know what I mean? It's always pushing drier air up and through, not a moisture air back through the dryer. But is the way I always stack mine. The waters, if I'm adding to it, and I've ran multiple strains, and that's another good ultimate, I guess, talking point on this machine is I have ran multi-strains in the same machine, put fucking blue tape on here and roll fucking peanut butter, this is just, peanut butter and jelly broth on this tray and just stacked them up with 2 or 3 different strains in here. And them turn out just the way they should be if they were to dry by themselves. So I don't think multiple strains in the same dryer is even an issue.
It's not. I've done the exact same thing too. Even within the same tray. You know what I mean? I'll use a stem to be the divider.
Yeah.
and it doesn't make one flavor now taste like the other.
That's good.
No.
Oh,
That
that
was one of
almost.
my big concerns because I do grow a lot of like multiple different random stuff at a time. I'll pull down 3 strains. You know what I mean? I do want to try one because like when I need weed fast, I use just the not industrial, home food hydrator. I put that shit on super low, the lowest it can go. I think it's like 75 degrees, and I leave it on for 8 hours.
Mm.
The old dashboard dry, huh? Mm-hmm.
I do actually. You've smoked weed that I fast dried. Remember the actually you smelled the blueberry that I fast dried at the Freedom Rally. It smelled great though.
Here's salad then.
But if I were to traditionally dry it, it would have smelled better. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes like I'd be buying weed more than I'd like to admit.
Well, I think the drying process is it's a great topic, to be honest with you. I think the drying machines that we see nowadays, we see a wider and a higher level of terpenes in testing because of the way it's dried. I think during a more of a flash dry process, you can see it's more flash dry. You know what I mean? You're getting a more now picture of the way it is right now. You know what I mean? If you were to take and cut this and let it dry, hang upside down, there's still, a good amount of moisture in this to
Mm-hmm.
where now in my opinion, now going through a stress, a new type of stress, just like grass is cut and it sends out that fresh cut grass scent. I think this plant's doing the same similar thing right now, but it has this moisture. So it has until this all this moisture is going, this bud is now still going through some type of terpene change just because it's got that moisture and it's sending out a little bit of stress out. It's trying to still communicate to the rest of the room, going, the scissors are coming, motherfucker. You know what I mean? So I think that's the difference that we see in the longer 60-60, keep it as moist as long as I think that's the difference you see is a more unified terpene because it's the terpene profile, the terpenes that are in this have now more blend together. There's that stress terp from just kind of being alive for so long and slowly dying to where the flash process you're getting more of a like a live resin. You know what I mean? You can taste and more fucking taste and smell the individual terpenes because it was more of a flash dry. It's like a slice of now, I guess, is the way I look at it. In anyway, so
Has anyone ever tried freeze dried weed?
I have not.
I heard it's pretty interesting. I haven't either, but I've talked to people that have smoked it, and they say the bud really doesn't get too much smaller, but it
Um,
loses it feels like a puffball almost.
yeah.
And obviously when you grind it up, it just turns to dust. It they say it's an interesting smoke. I would love to try it.
Hey guys, I gotta jump. I gotta take the ribs off the smoker. So Eagle, fuck you for having us. Smiley, it was good seeing you.
Have a good one, bro.
Seth, enjoy that heart attack from Johnny's driving. Matt, we'll see you later. Chat,
Be
fuck
safe,
you.
man.
We'll see you guys later.
Later. Matter of fact, guys, for the people that don't know about this damn earth now, we're gonna do a live presentation.
Oh yeah, you're actually drying. Like the funny thing is, anytime I call Seth, he's fucking harvesting. Like he's always cutting a plant down. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm cutting a plant down.
Actually,
Every
yeah.
day.
You think just because vacation's over, it doesn't mean fucking harvest is. We gotta go right. So I got a bucket of fucking smalls we just harvested. You know what I mean? So we're gonna load up the tray live and uncut, son. And when I do my tray, I'm just gonna grab a big old handful because these aren't no top buds, little smalls. And I'm not gonna spread them all across all nice and neat. I'm gonna tuck them all under the lip because there's a lip right here. Fill this whole fucking tray up. Even put
Dude, look
buds
at
on
wow.
top of each other. because we're not scared.
It's like a pizza pie right there, bro.
It's a fancy pizza pie.
Dude zapped in a glove. I was like, wait, you have a glove on?
We got gloves, Michael Jackson style. We just need one.
I'm so stoned. And I'm looking behind Eagle. It looks like there's a bunch of big penises.
Donkey dicks.
They're pretty big, man. This is strawberry brulee.
They're huge.
Or stuff.
I hate saying that. That was cringy as fuck. My bad. But they are big. That looks great.
They're turbo dicks.
My eggs, what a big old donkey dick you got there, he said.
Yeah.
They are big buds too, man. Damn.
Not bad.
Ta-da.
Not bad. I'm kind of impressed for it. Way bigger buds than were produced indoors. I can tell you that with the same genetics, for sure. I wish
Oh,
I
so
had like
there's a lid. Oh, how many of those can you stack up, Seth?
Well, I was just saying, I usually go like 10 or 12 high. Right now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but it's really only 4 because they're double dished.
Oh, okay.
You can pop the bottom out of it, like this thing. It's got no bottom. It's a ring now. And then you put it on the one that does have a bottom. And now it's twice as tall, so you can put the bigger buds on it. You know what I mean?
this ring. They'll even be sticking up like a half inch when I fire that thing up. They'll be spaced
Oh, yeah.
in
And then it'll mush
about
down.
a half hour, 45 minutes, so you can see them like drop down where they should be. I'm like, perfect.
See the hole in the middle. The hole in the middle is where you could put a shot glass with the water.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Right now, it was already on because I had to restart it with the bud from the outdoor, so it's got 88 hours, but it really is coming out tonight, and this little bud's gonna be in there now. And I have more bud I gotta put in. Let's go take a peek.
So you're even like perpetually drying. You have some
There's
stuff.
there's a nonstop dry and a nonstop harvest every fucking day. Here's another one. I gotta do that one that's got the leaves on them. But this is purple turban from Miss
Dude, that
Jill.
tripod you had was I love those pre-rolls of that
Not a
tripod.
lot, but it's all I got done today. Because I had to help the wife with the other plant. There's like half a plant's all in here.
Today was old Sully's birthday.
See, my whole understanding is
It was
like
yesterday, right?
Yeah, it was. It was. Cheers. And
I fucked up. Look at these plants in the back are like, bruh. They're like fucking tickling the light. I grew them too tall in the veg, and they're just starting to stretch now and like be way too big. I'm gonna have to super crop every branch.
So you guys
and then these rows that look like death are because half of the plant is already down or it's coming down. It's a work in progress. It's always a work in progress. No days off, Bill Belichick.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got a CMH in my I built a room, Eagle. I actually built out a room now. Not in a tent anymore.
Nice. Dude,
I do still have a veg tent.
That's fair. you gotta stage them somewhere, man.
But yeah, this girl is one of the craziest plants I've grown to date almost. It is Donatello by Irie. And it is so foxtaily, and I burnt it.
I was gonna say, did the lights go goofy or did it get real hot or something?
So I was retying it, and just the stoner me turned away, and I didn't have it tied up, and it leaned into the light and just stuck up in the CMH. All of a sudden, I see smoke coming out. I was like, "Oh shit!"
It was smoke. The plant was smoking itself. Unbelievable.
It smells great though. It's like a lemony
That's gonna be like a second generation roach joint right there.
Buddy Kilowatts just like cut it right here. I was like, I mean, it's still got some green. Let's see if it survives. Fuck, it's an experiment, anyways. This thing is in the smallest pot I could possibly fucking use. A little like 2.5, 3 gallon bottom watering pot, and it's sitting next to a 10 and a 20.
Me Tarzan, you Jane. You got fucking jungle in here, right?
I need to
Welcome to the jungle.
I got everything tilted up right now, facing all the plants that are in flower. Normally, when I gotta rotate it, I got stuff in veg, but I've been so busy. I put them down right here. I put the CMH light up flat right here, and I just have the plants vegging under the CMH. And I've been just rotating them in under the 600. I really want one of those fucking GML lights, like bad.
Yeah. I've heard
Yeah, this room is a problem right here. We got plants. Fucking speaking of the plants, this one's gonna smoke itself. It's like a fucking 1/4 inch from the light, and the light's all the way up.
Yeah, mine are too. I'm not lacking. I try to
And
keep
there's a
them
little
up.
baby.
She needs a back cracking, man. Just get in there, pop and snap. Lay her right over.
Yep, we're gonna have to bend all these branches over. Shit's crazy, man.
You don't ever support them at all, Seth? You don't have any like
I
scrubs or
use bamboos like this so I can fucking poke an eye out. You know what I mean?
all right.
man.
Sorry.
No,
Those things will hurt when you hit your forehead on them and shit too, though.
the reason I don't scrug anymore is because I'm always moving new plants in as I'm taking old ones out. So I can't do that anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm actually really happy with how this blueberry kush is growing. Some fat buds.
What's
It
your
always.
biggest
Oh, sorry.
yielder so for wood?
Fucking behind door number 3, you might be asking.
You got so many plants.
This is another half a plant that I need to finish taking down the little ass pieces, like the smalls. And then I stuffed some more plants in. These things turned out to be damn near head height.
Nice.
Once again, there's some nice eye pieces. You know what I mean?
What is it?
This is tent of tri-fi, I think. There might be a jelly bean bubble gum in here. And then the bottom of another tri-fi. We're working on the bottoms right now before I start new ones. There's like 5 fucking bottoms right now going on. The old familiar sound. You gotta love it. The zippering, the unsheathing of the tent.
Yeah, tents are how good work gets done. Yeah.
I want to put like an actual door. I have a zipper right now, just holding like is my entrance, but I framed it so I could put a door in. But I'm probably never gonna do it. It's good right now. I'm happy with it.
It ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
I just got like a flap basically. So I had a zipper in the mine's a built-in room, so I put up the Panda.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Panda film and 2x4s.
Yeah, and then I did a zipper. They got them like stick-on zippers you can do, so you can
I did that too.
anywhere. And then that ended up ripping out, so I ended up just putting the Panda film just like a flap in front of the opening. So I just kind of push that to the side with my hand going through. Seems to
Just
work.
get a couple pieces of Velcro and just stick it every time.
Oh, you know what I did? This is so generic, but I took office clips, like 3. One on the top, bottom, and in the middle. And then I used thumbtacks. You know what I mean? I did the flap thing like Smiley with the Panda film as a door. Just kept the wall going and then just put the office clips on the thumbtacks. You know what I mean? It keeps the door shut. Or the flap shut.
That thing about the office clips I've used with the tent are the ones that, flip back and forth. You get the ones that are about 3/4 of an inch, when you open up that tent, you could roll that bitch up and then clip it all rolled up with that. And then when you're done with it, you just clip it on the tent bar and close shut the fucking tent. Yeah,
The
there
old
you go.
dollar store office clips.
Yeah, yeah, you get the bigger ones, you know.
They make these huge. They make these ones big. I like these ones. They're actually strong.
They're nice to have, very fucking for sure. For sure. I used to actually have it back at the when I first started doing the show. If you go back and watch those, when the
Office
tents
clips.
closed, you can see I used to tie
The
them to the
boot.
tent with a little bit of string. They used to hang from the zipper from about like a foot. You know what I mean? So they were always right there connected. Yeah, I
I
love
use them
them.
for everything.
Look, we got here. Yeah, you right. The old CFL baby.
Oh no shit. They, I remember times on
What are
I've
these
seen
things?
people fucking some plants with them motherfuckers, 50 of them, like in a little fucking 4x4, little light fixtures and
That
shit.
was me. I did the
That
same
was
shit back
you?
in the day. That was me. I had fucking the adapter to make one socket turn into like 50 bulbs.
Um, I used a lot of like. I guess they don't even really sell them anymore. There was a
The
certain
CFLs are hard to find.
yeah, there was a certain light bulb back in the day before they moved to like the spirally ones and the LEDs. Incandescent light bulb, I want to say. I don't know.
Like the
I'm
old.
tired and stoned. It's late here. Um, but yeah, they were one of the best lights I could like screw in light bulbs I found. But they stopped. They were really hard to find after. I don't even think you can get them anymore.
Hmm.
I used T5s and I used T8s before also, which is
I've
like just
had
like next
when
step
I
up.
started T12s, the 8-footer fat fucking bulbs,
The
big
one
fat.
for like shop light.
Yeah. Oh man, because I was in the attic space, they literally was like it almost looked like the T5s we use now, but they were like screwed to the wall, fucking just all the way down and shit. Oh, they didn't produce fucking shit. Yeah, they did the job, but it was the first effort at growing for sure. Yeah. Kept them for the longest time too as supplemental lighting. Because when you first start growing, I mean, is there ever enough light? I mean, can you ever add enough? It's the same thing, more and more and more. And at that time, man, them LED panels, them light bright panels, anything I could stuff into that fucking room. At one point, it was 1,000 watt Mars Hydro fucking 900, fucking 1,000 watt Mars 1,000 watt Mars, like in a line. So it was the 1,000 watt, the pink hue, the 1,000 watt, the pink hue, and it produced good weed. Hot fucking room. The Mars fucking lights, the Thoulies were fucking vented straight out, but them Mars lights, just themselves in that room, woo, added a huge amount of heat back then. That's something that's a beauty side of LEDs right there is fucking we talk about they ain't hot enough, they ain't hot enough, they ain't hot enough. Fuck back in the day, those fucking lights you got back then were fucking hot. You'd fucking easily cook a fucking tent with a Myers light back then. Yeah, there's way different technology, way less heat. We got a lot to be thankful for when it comes to LED lights these days.
I got a question since like I don't know a new group of people. Um, what do you think about like mimicking actual like sunrise, middle of the day, sunset, far red? Like I seen a post today, and they went through like all the cycles of the light, and they were like, "Oh, this is far red for wake up," and it seems pretty interesting. And I wonder if the planter would respond better than just a mono light, you know? It's just asking.
I think they would respond differently for sure. But when you say like mimicking it, I've heard like the plasma lights were like, I don't know if I'm saying that right either. There was one of them that could recreate the closest to the sunlight type thing.
It is the plasma light.
They
There's
could
a certain
adjust
company out
that.
there.
They could adjust that too, and like the dusk till dawn. But yeah, I don't know. I guarantee the plant would respond to it, but I don't know. I mean, would it give you more of like an outdoor looking bud structure? Because to me, the plants definitely grow different when you run them indoor versus running them outdoor. They are, the buds look different. So
I've
I've
always
seen
thought
people
about
try different things like that, but not necessarily the different spectrums throughout the day. I had a friend of mine back in the day that would try to mimic the hours of daylight actually outside kind of thing and let them finish off like that. He'd grow inside, let them get the amount of light that was outdoors at the time kind of thing. But I honestly think as far as like you're talking, is it an issue of like possibly reducing maybe better quality but reducing a yield kind of thing to me because finally kind of talked about this a while back with the LEDs as far as hitting them all day long with that strong light or kind of reducing that light back, you know what I mean, just like we see during the day we have that most intense part of the
yeah.
day and then it's not so what I mean, is it a matter of pushing your plants all the time and stressing them out, or is it a good thing, like you're saying, to have more like the Emerson effect? Isn't that right? What you call that?
I think so.
Um, where it's different hues of light. You know what I mean? You're pushing the plant to its limit with the amount of light and then kind of letting it kind of either jog out the rest of the day or you know what I mean, kind of walk it out. You know what I mean? So like if we're talking it in our terms, you'd make that plant go from a jog back down to a jog to a walk. You know what I mean? So you're not necessarily stressing that plant with uh, so much light all at once for a long period of time. You kind of giving it a peak time, letting it take in as much light as it can possibly store, and then to kind of chilling for the rest of the day versus stressing it past the point of it can't store any more energy for the day. And it's now becoming, a point of stress to the planet. Or do you even think is such a thing?
yeah, no, there is. I mean, like in the day would shift from red to UV, what I mean, and then back into red throughout the day like that, like the red spectrum. I think it would definitely do what you're talking about or something similar to what you're describing. Because a lot of the guys that talk about the red at night, it's to like quote put the plants to sleep, right? Like that's what that tricks them into doing or does. But um, I can see the benefit of it. Is it worth the money to do? I don't know. If you're buying a new light, maybe, I guess.
You know what I do? That's it's not really what you guys are talking about, and but I do it for two different reasons. I have four lights in my flower room, but it's on three different timers, and so in the morning, the like two lights will turn on at the same time, almost like a little bit of a sunset. I mean, a sunrise, and then another light will turn on maybe like 20 minutes later, and then another one like a little bit after that, and then the same thing when they go to bed at night. And I do that also so there's not a big power surge of everything turning on at the exact same time. But I don't really do it to mimic like outdoor, but in a way, it's kind of like you know what I mean? Not everything intense right off the bat.
I put a video in the show chat of what light I was actually looking at that showed every change of the day and stuff, and they're like, look at like telling you what lights are on and off, and it was pretty interesting. I feel like I would like to do like my room is big enough where I could cut it in half if I got another light and just do like the normal full blast, full spectrum, and then try the morning, midday, evening, nighttime type of like vibe on a controller. Like it's all controller stuff, which is cool. I would love to try it. I don't know. I've always thought about it. I've always wondered what the plants, because I love outdoor plants like I do, and I was wondering if you mimicked even closer to the indoors, if it would turn out more like an outdoor plant or not.
First round, smoke fogged the window, competing, comparing outdoor versus indo. Mendo dope.
Jorge Savant was at their farm the other day, I think. I think they were judging maybe for contest. I don't know. They were doing like scoring sheet or something.
They fucking won the Emerald Cup. That's all I know.
Right? They took home a bunch of
And I
shit.
think they had one of them like growing classes with like a little jam session at the end.
It could have been that. Yeah, they won. I think Power Plant won, right?
No, I thought it was their headies. I thought they won that a couple of awards with their headies, OG or whatever, the one they crossed. It's one of their creations, I thought.
And they won with like a Pezbro collab too.
Yep.
Stacking the awards, son.
Yeah, it's badass, man. I mean, a lot of guys rap about growing and shit, but how many of them got a fucking Emerald Cup, right? Like,
Right.
And they've gone
call
through
my-
a lot of like shitty, like bad partner, like spoiled partnerships and stuff, and they've still like maintained their "we're still gonna grow no matter what" attitude. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And it's cool to see that they're brothers and they fucking still stick together. Cause like, yeah, I know like it's family, but we like a beef with each other too. And they're still doing the damn thing. I call my brother son because he shine like one.
Yep.
They put on a good show too. They're really good live. If they have the band and everything.
Yeah, the last time they were in Michigan, they had like a laser light show going and shit. It was pretty dope.
Always a good show.
Yeah. Friggin' in
You
fact,
guys always have the fun.
Fagroli's was there with his he's been fucking around with a drone, like I don't know, getting his certification to do that or whatever. So he's got it all set up with a nice camera and shit. And he was doing some aerial video of the light show. It was pretty dope.
Nice.
It's got to be out there on the interweb somewhere.
I play poker with him every Thursday. We have like a little poker club.
Fagroli?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's badass.
he's good at poker.
He's a cool ass dude. Yeah, that don't
Yeah,
surprise me. I could
he's
see him
always
being good at poker. Yeah.
It used to be you as well, remember, right? Right, Smiley? You used to be a
What's that?
poker player? You used to play a little poker yourself, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, at one point I had won a seat to the World Series. So.
That's dope. I've never got that far. I did a lot of backdoor house games.
Damn, Eagle, I got my head up my ass. I just realized now that you're harvesting. Is that an outdoor plant?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Congratulations. This is big.
Yeah.
it's nice to be able to.
You said this is your first outdoor plant also too, right?
Yep, all the way to finish. Well, not this
Hell
one.
yeah.
Technically, all these are, but the first one I took down was the peanut butter and jelly breath. Was the
No
first
problem, nothing. We had a
one.
pretty decent year.
We had the fight. There was a small fight of like powdery mildew that would show up here and there, and just kept.
I got a
plugging.
little
And it never got out of control. The fucking threat of fucking bird shit, things flying over and shit's constant. There's a few things that I didn't like about the outdoor.
Buddy got lost.
They're all under a tent right now. We ended up going to get like one of those miniature like garages there and put a roof over them because it was getting a little moist at night. Just whatever we could do to keep some moisture off of them. Because there was a couple of them that Mauna Kea from Joel there. That fucker's just taken off. It's literally like in week 4 or 5. It seems like they're just like starting to like pop. That thing could go another month easily. You know what I mean? So kind of wanted to drag that out as long
If
as
you
possible.
if you do get a little tent, there are outdoor fans. People like hook up and just put them up and just let the fans go.
Right
Help
on.
help dry them off, keep them flowing air through them, so that there's no like any moisture buildup in microclimates. Try to minimize as much as you can.
One
I guess
small
the
blend.
big question would be, are you gonna try it again next year? Right?
That's true.
Not try it
Yeah.
again. You're gonna fucking
Dude,
do it
next year's
again.
gonna have a
You're gonna
whole
do it
light
again
depth
next year.
greenhouse set up. We're gonna have
Yeah.
it all hooked up. Living soil Hugo Rose under
Oh
a light
yeah.
depth greenhouse. We all set up.
Be nice.
Telling you, ain't nothing better than sitting under a canopy and smoking a joint.
I was thinking of doing that for next year, trying to set up like because I got a couple little beds, you know what I mean? It'd be like 3, 4 plants, so I could do like those PVC type hoops and pull a tarp over it or something. Try to rig up one of my old fans to, circulate air through there when the tarp's over it. I don't know, on a
Okay.
couple tubes or something, but I was thinking of that for maybe next year. Because I'm in that same boat, Eagle, where it's like, the weather's going to turn, right? But you still got, I don't know, another month of good weather. I don't know
Oh,
if it's
yeah.
that, like, so.
I've had snow in October. So
Oh,
one
yeah.
time,
Yeah, we've had real shit weather by now. So this year is crazy, right? We got really nice weather coming all the way through September, probably into the first part of October, but like how deep into October until it starts getting all rainy and shitty.
It can flip
I mean,
fast here in Michigan, that's for damn sure.
But if you had light depth, if you're running light depth, you start that shit, in August, whatever, and you'll be pulling.
So is it gonna be more of a heavy lake effect snow this year because of what the lakes are gonna be warmer later?
they're saying we're warming up in general. We might not even see as much snow as we used to.
Yeah, I don't know, but yes, the longer the lake stays warm, the more lake effect you'll get. So if
Right on.
if a cold front moves over a warm lake, you're gonna get a huge shit ton of it. Like,
So I just want to. You probably see me smile once or twice when I turn away from this plant and fucking. How do you guys trim? And this is what I'm laughing at. It's like it's been so long since I've been able to trim, especially right on camera. You would think I would be grabbing right for tops and just trying to do donkey dicks on the air, but I'm sitting here trimming lower shit. You know what I mean? I'm sitting here all this little baby shit. And it's just the way I always trim. I always start with that bullshit on the bottom that I didn't fuck with and then work my way up to the sweet stuff. That way, you know what I mean? It gets more inspiring as I go along, It doesn't seem like work as I go from the top down.
Are you
Because
gonna use the
sometimes,
herbs now?
yes, well, I'm stacking it in there right now. Right here.
Oh
It's
hell yeah.
like
Yep. Nice.
the tray there is, and that's how packed I'm gonna make it. If not, I'm gonna fill in those spots for
Because that
sure.
because that makes the difference on how you harvest. Because like using the herbs now, like wet trimming is fucking weird to a lot of people, including myself when I first started doing it. It's like not normal for us to hang dry to wet trim. Like
I
we'll
love
just
the trim.
take the fan leaves off and let it dry for the most part. Like, well, it all depends too on your grow room. But I've always done the tops. That's why I got like 5 half a plant or bottoms because I'll take the
Yeah, that's
tops, the
what I'm
middles, and let the
saying.
bottoms finish up.
How well, if sometimes if you're smart enough to let them finish up, a lot of people don't let them finish up. But how many times have you taken a plant, got down to that, and went, yeah, fuck that, from
Yeah, and then
going,
threw it in a fire pit.
yeah, I don't need that shit. I got enough. Fuck that. I'm done. You know what I
Yep.
mean? But if you start with from that bottom, you get all the fucking bullshit out first, and then
my
you're
rule
doing it.
is
There's a pingus amingus.
what's
What's up, Brandon? Cheers, everybody.
everything up to a size of a quarter. Anything that's not bigger than like a quarter, like a coin, goes into RSO or hash or whatever, another product. What's up, Bingus? How you been?
Yeah, I definitely trim the bigger boats first, Eagle.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Huh?
Very
Smiley?
there.
Eagle, how you doing?
Good,
Well,
Bingus.
Vegas. I was just smoking, and by the way, thank you, some platinum asset there, and very much enjoyed what, the Bingus berry, or I lost the package here, but that was very enjoyable as well. Very interesting terp profile.
So it arrived, I take it. Good.
Yes. Yes, yes,
Well,
yes.
speaking of that, well, if anyone's out there smoking right now, let's throw that smoke in the sky for Subcool's belated birthday.
All right. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to hop out, man. I appreciate you having a sign, Eagle. Good to see you, Bingus, Smash, Miranda,
Later, Smiley.
and
It's
chat.
always a pleasure.
Thanks, Smiley.
Yeah, man. Hope you guys have a good week. Eagle, I don't know if you're announcing the date for camping or not, but throw that out there too. I was meaning to.
Right on.
Too much.
I will. I will. That's still up in the air yet, so
Oh,
we'll
all right, cool.
right
Man, peace out. Have a good one.
on. You too, brother.
So you liked it okay? Did you taste them all right? And you liked it, huh? That's good.
I did. I just tried some of the Platinum Asset live on air as we got started, but earlier we were on the road and where's the other one, babe?
Both of them were setting up.
We went on the road and the berry. Yeah, is this it? Yes, sir. The Bingus berry was very enjoyable on the
Yeah, I
ride.
like that one. Good. I'm glad you like it. That's good. I'm glad it made it. It's weird because the zip code had an aberration when I was at the post office.
It's a weird zip code. I mean, and weird as far as like when you call people, it's right on the edge of a few counties, and it really matters to people, I guess, because like some places, like you call and try to order pizza here, they're like, yeah, nope, we can't even find you on Google, so we can't even take your order. They won't even take your order if they can't find you on Google. They're not even gonna take your word for it. They're not even gonna take your word for it. It's not there. Goodbye.
I found it kind of funny, but I was a little worried. I was like, fuck, I hope it gets there okay.
I know people in the military that would order food to one of their training sites. So they'd have to they'd give them coordinates to like a random road, like side of the road, and they would army crawl over, get their pizza. There's even it's a big thing in the army. It's funny.
Army crawl.
Could you imagine ordering? Hey, can you drop my pizza at blah 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 south blah 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 west? Like just dropping a coordinate.
So, Mr. Biggest, you always have a spiritual side or some good insights. And inside the package was, of course, some amazing medicine, of course, and some slaps in a card.
You like the card?
I did like the card, and so can you tell me a little bit about the card, if if you want to talk about it?
With my customers, I buy affirmation cards or spiritual enlightenment cards, and I'll put a card in a package, and I don't know. It's just something I do.
I thought it was awesome, very heartfelt, you know what I mean, and a very positive, wish with it all. I thought it was pretty awesome. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, it's the the few people I do provide for, I care for them, I mean, and I want them to know that. And I'll send little stuff to individuals, that I know would like it, a card, or have one lady who has an autistic child. I'll send a little toy or something for the child, and just, you know, keep it. I think it's not only good business, but it's just good for your overall karma. I mean, it just helps spread love, and there's not enough of that around.
That's what makes the difference from a neighborhood store to a 7-Eleven. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They
exactly.
care. They care. They know the people coming in every day. If they serve coffee, they always have the coffee for, you know.
Good. That's exactly, you got it, Smash. That's that old school warmness that we
We don't see it much. It's a lot of old towns still have those small time general stores and stuff, but where I live, big cities and stuff, everyone's in a rush. Everyone's go go go. They don't care about you.
Every man for himself.
Pretty
Are we
much.
talking like Dear Eagle, happy smoking, love fingers?
No. Affirmation card
Thanks,
of,
Angel. Yeah.
abundance.
Thank you, Vingus. How do you go about choosing the cards?
There's a good question.
I just go and look, and you buy a pack and they last for like a year. So wherever Amazon kind of coaxed me to look, I look for positive affirmations, right? And then they have all these like tarot cards and inspirational reads, and I, you know, basically I'm visual, so I like, you know, like I like that little unicorn. So
So do you just run through the deck, or do you choose a card for
oh,
your...
I choose a card. Yeah. No, I go through the deck and I try to choose one that would be appropriate for the individual that I'm sending it to. Yeah. I don't want to just like send a guy that's saying, "Hey, mama, you're looking good," or something. You know. I mean,
Affirmators.
thanks, Angel.
Yeah.
Thank
Super
you,
cool
Vingus.
thing is,
Do you guys mind if I read it?
I don't.
Vingus, do you mind if I read it?
Yeah, please.
The card of abundance. Congratulations. It seems you're due for a little, and a little is crossed out, an infinity big piece of abundance pie. Feel like you don't deserve it? Knock it off. It's already plated and ready to hit your table. Reluctant to take it? Shut your hole. Abundance pie is big enough to serve everyone. So get your whipped cream ready, unless you're lactose intolerant, and enjoy your well-deserved metaphorical dessert. Much love, Bingus.
Cheers, Bingus.
Yeah.
Cheers, Bingus. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, something special there, and that's, you know what I mean. That's the thing. I'll enjoy the smoke, but I'll keep the card. You know, that will definitely go in the memorial stuff of, things that I've gotten.
Thank you. It means a lot to me. That's kind of how I am. I have my walls all pasted with all kinds of crazy shit that means something to me and absolutely nothing to anybody else.
I got a drawer.
You got a drawer?
Yeah. Sold stuff I've written, drawings, random stuff people have written me, trinkets, random shit. I just smoked Michelangelo, which is Tangy crossed to unknown. That's one plant. Crossed to blueberry cookies. But this one smells like orange pine sol.
Interesting. Interesting.
You know,
I'm sorry.
Eagle, I gotta grab your address because I just got a present for you too.
Cool.
I showed it to you before, but I just need to send it. Remember this thing? It's a skull shot glass, but it's also like a marijuana grow kit.
Yeah. Super cool. Yes, I would love that. That'd be awesome, brother. That'd be cool. I'm definitely approaching 53. Still have not gotten over my skull phase. Quite literally, I was just like, this is the best time for it too. Halloween and yeah,
you gotta come to Salem. Come to the East Coast. Come to Salem.
yeah.
Salem, Mass is insane in October. It's one of the best. It's like the best haunted attraction you don't have to pay for, pretty much.
So,
Was
so
that
my
really-
my kid actually, I dropped him off a month ago to Salem State College, and the town of Salem is known for the Salem witch trials where they used to hang the witches and shit.
Yeah, I was going to
And
mention.
it's like a big like Halloween attraction where like millions of people flock to this one little ass town that's already got a shitload of college kids and other just random residents. And uh, I'm actually going there
Celebrate
Saturday.
Halloween.
I'm going there Saturday, and I told my because we have like it's a parent day for the college kids, but I told them after that we're not going for the rest of the month because there's no easy way to get to the place. It's just 2 hours of
It's a
straight
small
traffic.
town. But it has a creepy vibe to it. Even if you go like right before the Halloween season, there's still people dressed up and stuff. It's crazy.
Well, it's the center of Witchville. I mean, should be. You know, you
There's-
talked about the Agent Orange. Was that you, Smash, talking about orange or Tangy?
Yeah, it's a tangy to an unknown, then crossed to a blueberry cookies, but it smells like orange pine sol, and it hits me right here.
Now, I got a seed, or I had 3 seeds from 1996. I didn't label them. One of them popped. I harvested it. It's got really tiny nugs. Smells like orange peels. Tastes like orange peels, and kicks my ass. Is that Tangy? Does that sound like a Tangy thing? Or maybe an Agent Orange or something? I don't know.
A lot of people say tangy's not that strong, but I find it to be, and I know a lot of people that truly like it. I think obviously it's a personal thing, you know what I mean? It might not hit for me, but it could hit for you type situations. Because it's got that alpha pine in it.
Would you call it a velvety bud structure? You know what I mean? Is there a lot of hairs to it versus
Yes.
actual bud material? If that's the case, then I would lean more towards like a Cali O.
Or
You know,
orange crush.
Okay,
So-
it's very it
orange
looks
velvet.
kind of cookies, but I don't know. I was looking back in the 1996 area, and Agent Orange was pretty popular.
Could be Agent Orange too.
This is orange, just so orange. And
I don't know how old that was.
I'm gonna hit it with Spartacus, which is double white cheese and some decent buzz out of it. But I want to keep this. It's a hell to trim. I mean, you got just tiny little, you know, but it's like you want every one of them because they're so good. It's just, I don't know. I haven't had a spray like that for a while.
Late 90s, early 2000s, when I was like buying weed, we had this one thing come around. Like everyone called it Orange Crush. It was a small bud with a lot of orange hairs, and it smelled like a straight orange peel, and it would hit you.
Yeah. This dude, I really don't have a good camera, but it's very small, very lots of red hairs, very cookies looking, very small buds, crystally. But man, just as soon as you get it up to your nose, it's like you just peeled an orange, basically. And that rind, orange rind, I don't know.
Kelly O has a pretty big structure to her. I would say.
She's a fatter bud for sure.
So I don't know. It could be a cross of a Calio, even that.
I'm not sure. How do like if I send it to Bioscience, would they tell me what strain it is? I'm just kind of curious. I
don't know how those databases really work. I hear they're okay.
Zorro says Agent Orange. That's what I'm kind of leaning because I've heard that a couple times. I don't know, man. I'm definitely keeping it. I'm going to cross it. It'll turn into something else. So
It's old, so it's the old school like style. Like I don't know. Growing so many strains, I have strains that I look at and I'm like, that's old school.
I personally don't like orange shit, but I did grow Agent Orange just because of Southern Miss Jill shit. TGA.
Agent Orange was good. I enjoyed Agent Orange, I'm on the record of not being a big Orange fan either.
I'm
But the
not.
one I had seemed to be more of a like an orange cream. It wasn't necessarily like a citrus. It was more like an orange cream, and it was super enjoyable. I kept it around for my dad because he had Tourette's and anxiety terrible, and that was his jam. That would pull him out of some shit. So I always kept that
Really?
around for him, but it wasn't necessarily. It was good, but I had some better stuff for me at the
Yeah,
time.
the orange cream, that's kind of what I'm hoping for when I cross it with Spartacus, because I usually get a creamy taste out of the Spartacus male. It's just, dude, it's got me wanting to make some more seeds. So it's all
So I got a Chem 91 crossed to a Calio. It's an F4.
oh,
And the only way I can describe it, I always look for this too, is like a orange. It's earthy orange with like alcohol, like a screwdriver smell.
hmm,
That hits me so good. It's
that's
that earthiness in the weed. I don't know. Anything that I smell has a lot of that earthy, like alcohol, funky. It seems to work better for me than other people. Some other people.
everybody kind of has their strain, it seems like.
I'm definitely one of the. I don't want to like. I don't mind a good uppity strain every once in a while, but I'd rather have something that's gonna like make me sit down for a second and be like, all right, I'm stoned.
So Bingus, what's in this Bingus berry? It does have a very unique flavor profile, nice and berry on the front end, but it seemed to have a little. It seemed like there was a small bit of pine in there, but and then like almost like it reminded me of like almost like an incense kind of thing on the background. Very pleasant all the way through, but it definitely had it's a little like almost like earthiness, but
It's
kind
one of
of
my favorites, to be
it's
honest.
good. Good.
Uh, Bingus Blackberry, all right, is the mother, and the father is the double white cheese male. The
Ooh.
biggest blackberry is the berry, the hash berry taste. But again, it has really small nugs. And so I crossed it with Spartacus, the double white cheese. And man, I just love that particular pheno leans more sativa for me. I like that. And it's just hits me right. And the taste is, and the smell, I really enjoy the smell of that strain as well. But there's several different phenos. You got some that will lean sativa, like the Bingusberry number 8, like you have. There's the Bingusberry number 2. It leans more of the indica, which is the Bingus blackberry. And then you got one that's right in the middle. And I still have some of those seeds. They're probably a couple years old, but I was going to send you some seeds. I went, beep, fucking beep, drop the ball. Fuck. But if you're ever interested, I come 420, I'm hoping to have some more beans to just give away for free. Because the orange peel I'm going to cross, Bubba Kush, I'm going to cross OGKE, all with the Spartacus, and see what comes out. So that OGKB is really turning out to be a nice one. I like that. But that's about, there's not many. I bought about 6 clones over a year ago, and there's only a few that I kept because I don't know, man. Just certain strains just don't work in my garden, I guess is what it is. I mean, it's, you know what I mean?
Certain strains could fuck up a rotation. Like if you're running a tent and like you
I'm
wouldn't
80 days
normally
into a
have
flower.
it, a fucking tearing down a tent and cleaning up, and you got that one that just like ain't giving up and it's holding up the whole fucking cleaning of the area. It sucks sometimes to
Yeah.
have
It's not that they're bad at all. It's just that it doesn't fit my situation. All right. It's the best way to put it. And that's why everybody tries, say this is how to grow. It's like, nah, man, every situation's different. I mean, it's
Are you gonna grow indoors, Eagle?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Whenever
So
possible.
so how do you go about figuring out what seed pack you're gonna pop?
Goes to the
'Cause
side.
that's the hard part.
There's a lot of new shit already going. I have some clones that were given to me. Good pre-Kush, pre-98 Bubba. I've got some golden gold that was given to me as a clone, and a Vietnamese black that was given to me by a pizza pirate who says that's like a long, he even spells it with a bunch of O's, a long flower sativa. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's coming from that. I popped some White Widow seeds. I've got the Blueberry Train Mac going, and a few Michigan Blueberry or Michigan Bubblegum is another strain that's going in there. Usually it's tough because I will every time go in there with something in mind and along the way go, woo, 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 and then them go out to the sides, and then I have to do it all over again. Lately has been a different story because, as I've told the people that hated me seeds, uh, it's good to be on top. Because I'm popping seeds, and good chance that these are going to be like firsties because they're like right on top and in my hand. So that's been a huge part of the selection lately is like some shit's just been passed in my hand, and like I'm like, yeah, that's going down. So
I
good
guess
to see that.
part two to my question for Eags. So for the amount of for the people that don't know, tell them how many different strains that you've grown, because I think it's the most of Subcool's gear. Because I know it's in the 40s.
56 actually.
Oh, it was
So
wow, it was even more than I thought then. 56.
yeah.
So the question would be, is there even a strain out there that Subcools that you haven't grown that you have?
There's a release strains, no. Testers that haven't quite made it and that should have been grown. Yeah, there's a few of those laying around that I still would like to work through. But yeah, I've kept a pack of each. I still have the empty packs, and in some cases, one or two seeds from those. So I've almost got the entire lineup as far as that goes, with testers included. So that's a
Pretty
lot. He's even
impressive.
he actually at one point did a podcast with the gentleman that does the podcast, which is an Australian cannabis based podcast, and he mentions me. Fuck, that was back in like 19 as being one of his best testers, and having grown more of his seeds or more of his strains than he had because he hadn't even been through them all, and it was quite the honor to hear that, and it's still out there. So yeah, there's your answer.
You know what they call someone who grew 56 of Subcool strains, people? A fucking weed nerd, right?
Yes.
All right, boys. I gotta get out of here. Hope you guys all have a good night. Be safe.
Later.
Good night. Thanks for popping in. It's been a minute. Nice to see
Yeah.
you.
Good
Nice
to
to
see
see you, man. Bingus, always nice to see you too. Miranda, I'll call you soon.
All right, later.
you. THC Garage, you say, can you talk about the Bingusberry? What would you like to know, my friend? It's the Bingus Blackberry was the key, and that's quite a story. That was a very large pheno hunt that I did, trying to find alien technology, which was an Afghani indica that a U.S. soldier brought over, I think, in the 80s. And I ended up with a starfighter, and because it was the closest thing I could find to the alien technology genetics. And I had a bunch of seeds. I had 250 seeds. I ran them all, found one. And the Starfighter had a lot of the blackberry, the original blackberry in it. And this one really leaned in that direction. But it had smaller nugs to die for. I mean, really nice stony nugs, but small. And it grew kind of funky. It just didn't fit in my garden right. So I crossed it with my double white cheese male that I call Spartacus, and we ended up with the Bingus berry. And the Bingus blackberry was the key, I think, to the whole mix. Spartacus seems to like add beautiful structure to plants, which I love, and which I didn't have in the Bingus blackberry. So that's kind of the original story. That's about a fucking 10-year journey, really, to be honest, on making that all happen. That's the thing about seeds too. I mean, you get one and you get a plant and you think that you like it, but there's certain things that you don't like about it. And then you get a male plant that you think might help the female gain the characteristics that you're looking for. And that's the human element, I think, into breeding or making crosses to cannabis. So hope that helps you out, brothers. Thank you for asking.
That was a great explanation, Bingus. What the hell? I'm gonna actually hop off because I gotta go tuck the wife and the plants. You know what I mean? For the night.
Right.
But I just wanted to leave with one thing. If I took one thing away from my Vegas trip, it's that Johnny actually drove me by where the Grow Boss's store once stood, and a tear really dropped out of my eye. You know what I mean?
I noticed you
But-
still got the same scrubbing and sweeping tools that I have. Good job, buddy.
Yep, they're always right there, ready to go. Peace and love, weed nerds. Bingus,
Cheers, buddy.
Eagle, Chat, Marina Finley Farms. Out.
The Grow Boss was a character. He was educational, but he liked to insult the people that watched him, and that's where he kind of
Well, he's got a whole
tough, I
crew.
guess.
He's got a whole crew of people that revel in his wisdom.
Sticky to that Bingus Berry.
That just happened.
You're welcome, THC.
Interesting character. So did he hang it up in general, or did he hang up that?
I think he's still going strong. There's God, the guy Hills Grow. He's come into your channel a couple times. I don't think you've had him on, but he has a live stream with a lot of Grow Boss followers, and I enjoy going there because it's like the all the new growers that are coming into the industry and trying to grow for themselves, and the Grow Boss has some I mean, we didn't always see eye to eye. I've had some conversations with him before. Him and GML got into it. It was kind of funny. But yeah, he does well, man. I mean, he has a store where he sells all his grow products. He charges $49 an hour to get you live with him and ask how to fix your grow, and he'll tell you how to fix it. You know, so it's the Grow Hotline, and it's he's really chiseled out a name for himself, I guess you could say. It's kind of funny, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of cannabis shows out there these days, and it's weird because like with the Grow Boss generation, there wasn't a lot at that point when it was Grow Boss. And it was that's one of the things I kind of did appreciate about him was there wasn't at the time, even though he was a bit abrupt. He was one of the only guys out there trying to, set up tents, how to, actually properly exhaust rooms and shit like that. And the information was hard to find, at that time. Obviously there's, forums and chat rooms, but if you wanted to see firsthand, and there wasn't too many people doing it then. You know what I
Didn't
mean?
Johnny?
Remember the green guy? Do you remember the fucking green guy
Yeah,
that
yeah.
painted himself all in the green? There's a lot of like cool, memorable characters right around that era of YouTube cannabis for sure.
I think Johnny Cannaseed was on here and talked about he went and saw the Grow Boss in person.
He tried to get him on the show. He kind of like went in there and like, hey, you need to talk to Eagle. And he kind of said he would. And I like reached out, but never really got a reply back from him.
He's kind of his
But
show, man. It's funny. I don't know. That's dude. We can go on and on about stuff like that. Well, dude. How long has it been for you? When did I meet you? I mean, it was several years ago, right?
yeah, it's been a minute, man. It's hard to believe that this adventure's been ongoing so long, man. At this point, man, I giggled because I have more ups and downs around the corner. Things have not leveled out for me. So I was actually thinking that because I like to joke about, you see the titles every so often, the Weed Nerd Worlds. I was almost gonna put as the world turns, Weed Nerd World.
The
Thinking
continuing
almost,
saga.
yeah, yeah. It's been going on for so long, and we followed not just myself, but through your fucking your stem cell
Oh yeah.
and going, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things that we've watched each other grow through and go through over the last few years, and it's hard to believe it's been that long already. It feels just like fucking yesterday. You know what I mean? I enjoy the conversations just as much as if I had just met you yesterday. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Well, me too, brother. I mean, this is my go-to place. I mean, the people in chat room here are probably one of the nicest chat rooms that I have been to and go to. I don't do anything on YouTube, my friends and Eagle, because I'm pretty much shadow banned. And every time I put a video up, YouTube's bitching at me for something. So I just leave my YouTube page up there, and I leave the content that I have left that hasn't been removed, and I will post a little bit on Instagram. But I'm just not into, because of the retribution on the cannabis industry with the social media companies. It makes it difficult, especially nowadays. And everybody's surging, trying to get in, trying to get in, trying to get in, trying to get subscribers and what have you. And it's just not as doable as it used to be, whatever, 7, 8 years ago when I started. So if so having havens of places that you can go and still enjoy the cannabis culture, with a guy like you, it's really, I'm glad you're still doing it. I know that the the life changes. I mean, but it's not boring, is it?
No, far from boring. Far from boring. Unfortunately, for some fucking reason, I love a good challenge, and they seem to fucking keep me on my toes with that shit. Like, just like, all right, you took that one with a smile. Here you go, catch.
We all just sit back and go say, "Run, Eagle, run." You still running or not?
Nah, I've taken a little bit of hiatus from the running there. I'm not sure what the fuck I've done, to be honest with you. Um, I'm pretty sure I've tore the ligaments that go up into the hip on that bone, because we talked about this that one night, and you made me. I definitely worried about, I'm getting older, man. Heart attack is a real thing. It happens
Yeah, it
all the
is.
fucking. But that night, I had probably dehydrated myself, taken mushrooms, and then pushed through everything. So every time my legs cramped up, I mean, from my fucking ankles to all the way up to my lower back, I stopped and would just kind of walk. And as soon as the pressure let off, I took off running again. And I believe in that process, I tore a lot of shit. And it's been a weird recovery. Am I done with running? Fuck no. Have I learned some shit? Yes. With every slowdown and every injury, it's like, okay, you're a dumbass. You should have seen that one coming, but you didn't, and you pushed through. So I'm learning lessons as my running evolves. But with moving and everything that's went on, it's been a little bit harder to end the pain. I'm not gonna lie, the pain's been a part of it, and just life in general has kept me pretty busy.
Well, it
But
sounds
do
too a
it
little
every
bit.
time past the trail and go, fuck, I want to be running. Yes,
It
a
sounds a
lot.
little bit like an S1. That's your tailbone area, which I have an issue with. I was body surfing when I was a young man in Hawaii, and I got slammed on my ass onto the beach. Ended up with coral in my pockets and in my ears, and just really injured myself. And they hit that area with stem cells, but it's such a thick bone, right? I really need another treatment there, because running, no. Walking, that's about all I can do, because of that injury. And it affects both my hips. So I don't know. My ex, who she's almost 72, she got a hip replacement. Fuck. I would never do that. I looked at the surgery and I was like, holy shit. I thought heart surgery was bad. This is worse. The way they carve out the femur and stick a metal rod that's about this thick in there, and then
Yeah.
screw another ball onto that and then into the other to God, it's just, I was like, wow, 3 months to heal. Fuck, really? So, hats off to her for having the balls to do that, but fuck, I don't think I'd ever try that.
I never ask. I've seen quite a few people go through like knee surgeries and shit like that, and then they seem to be doing fine. But I'm always wondering, how much pain medicine are you on right now? You know what I mean? That you're not feeling any of that. I seen a lady one time. She worked up at the family fair up in Roscommon in the deli. I stopped in there one day to get some fried chicken. She was like, "Hey, how you doing, honey? Well, you ain't gonna see me for a while. I'm going to get the surgery done. I'm getting my knees done, both of them at once, double knee surgery." I seen her a fucking week later, working behind the counter and practically running around back there. And I'm the same thought. How high are you right now? Because that's gotta fucking hurt. I don't care what time scale you're on. This has gotta be way too fucking soon to be running around on them fucking new knees that they just sawed off and put on. But yeah, I'm terrified. And as far as that goes, I mean, literally the implants they do to people, and my stepmother had to go through that where she's of age and the jaw had receded, but the bone had receded far enough, so they pulled out all of her shit and then added fake bone. It's almost like, from what I understand, like a human like foam, and that just kind of grows and becomes new bone. And they go in and just fucking grind it back into shape, knock off the blowouts. Okay, knock, knock, knock. That's solid enough. We can screw into that and fucking give you new teeth. So the fact that they're doing sawing off bones and shit like that, I mean, is that even a thing? Are you gonna lay in a foam one day as they just kind of spray in the foam and like let it set up and just, I don't know, man, but there's some weird shit going on with what they can do these days, and uh, I'm afraid of doctors. Period. I'm afraid of
I don't,
doctors.
I don't go to see my doctors. I had a heart attack in May, and it fucked up my right leg pretty good, and I'm feeling way better. But I've had several heart attacks, probably 10 or 12, but they're not the ones that kill you. You know what I mean? Not yet.
Did you ever try the? I know I asked you Javier, but did you try the running pants as far as the making the legs a
In the
little
winter,
better?
I wear them underneath my pants.
Oh man, I've wore mine
I
in
have
the
two
spring,
pair.
man. They're so- they're
Yeah, no,
unbelievably.
thank you for that. But no, I'm not out running Regal. No, I
No,
could.
no, no.
Last
They
time I
help
thought I
the
could.
pressure in the legs and the circulation. I mean, they do
Oh,
help a
yeah.
ton
Last time
just
I
to make.
thought I could run, I was going to pay my speeding ticket, and it's just right up the street. So I walked, and I was going to run across the road. Fuck! I almost face planted trying to run. I thought, dude, you're taking the crosswalk from now on, because I was trying to dart, in front of cars and shit. That's not a good idea. So yeah, I don't run. I walk. I'm getting old, man. I'll be 70 in February. It's just, geez, where's the time fucking gone, man? It's kind of,
You look great for 70, brother. And
yeah,
I don't.
thanks.
I'm only hoping to still look that good at 70, man. So cheers
I
to you about that.
I wish I felt as good as I look, I guess, if you want to call it that. But it's the neck pain is pretty much gone. I mean, I still have a little bit of tinging here and there, and that was my biggest obstacle. And all the pressure points down my back are cleared up. My hips are a little bit still tinges of pain occasionally, but stem cells, I really would like to do it again. And yeah,
How
I was jaywalking.
do you know, like I mean, how important? This is one thing, and I don't know if you know or if it's even a thing. But so it's like, say, like our plants, we always worry about the source of what the imports are.
Oh yeah.
So is the source of the stem cell, is there a screening process? You know what I mean? Are they going from, I guess, the best of the best? You know what I'm saying?
Bioaccelerator in Medellin, Colombia is the top of the field. All right. They were the originators that started this thing, I don't know how long ago. They have a process where not only the patient, the woman that's giving birth, but her whole lineage is is basically researched on both sides, the donor and the sperm donor and the female, and then it's screened through a bunch of other tests to filter out any pathogens that are very common in the human body due to our food chain, like plastics are filtered out, things like that. We don't realize how much plastics we have in our bodies pretty much at all times. So yeah, they go to the top degree. There's other places that I've researched. They are less money, but they can't. The reason they're less money is because they're not putting all those extra filters and tests in. Bioaccelerator now has a whole floor in the building that they're on, and they used to have to get a MRI, right? They got a whole MRI setup now. Um, I'm not even sure what the process is. It's changed so much since I was there. But the main advocate, Tim, he's on my IG page. We became friends when I was there. And the second trip is going to be less expensive because they're getting better. They're doing more volume. Their prices are coming down. Um, but it's a very expensive procedure to get the stem cells. They're looking for, it's like when we're looking for the one, they're looking for the highest quality stem cells that they can get. Why? Because it gives them the highest results. And
So that brings me to another eerie thought as I'm listening to you talk, is like, so are they like, and it seems like they would have to be, as like mothers come into see their physician as they're getting blood work done from their local, and that's being sent off, is like there's somebody behind all those results going, "Psst, track number 5 over there. It's got all the markers." You know what I mean?
No, I think the way it goes is they have doctors that they will pay, all right, for patients that they think will qualify. I mean, everybody's getting
Yeah.
along the way. You see what I mean? So the doctor, he's like, well, shit, this is just another kickback like the drug companies give me, basically, right? So let me see, wow, you're healthy. You come from good lineage. Bet BioAccelerator would be interested in you. Might even be a kickback to the patient. I would more than likely guess, hey, do you want to get in this program? And we'll take this portion of your umbilical cord, which they're going to throw in the garbage, and we'll pay you this much money. So there's definitely enough billions of dollars being generated out of that place that they could afford to increase the quality, I think, really of the intake. So again, that's
I've
why.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I just said that's why I went with them, is because of this stuff, really.
I've always wondered why, since we've known about this, or you know what I mean, it's become more common practice that, and I've wondered about that, if they've actually given the mother and father, the family, a break if they are reusing that. And I think a lot of times that shit is being shipped off without, you know what I mean? That's just another profit for that medical organization, and the mom, dad are never even fucking considered in the process. B, I think that now that we know so much about stem cells, and insurance is now such a big thing with, everybody having insurance, it seems like it would be good business for the insurance company to take that stem cell, put it in fucking ice somewhere, and if you ever gotten in an accident or whatever, now you have your own stem cells from birth, you on you, you know what I mean, just reinvigorated from your own stock. You know what I mean? I don't understand why it isn't being, or at least an option. You know what I mean? Hey, we can put the miracle drug on ice for you, baby, for the right price.
Well, there's only a very small segment of the umbilical cord where these cells are located, and they have to be taken fresh. All right. Now you can put an umbilical cord or that section of the umbilical cord in a cryotonic chamber and freeze it to maintain that, but I'm not sure how long you can do that. And then when they thaw it out, it goes through another examination of how many have died, what's the quality, right? I mean, it's a live microorganism, so it's very easily damaged, right? So the care that they place in their procedures is critical. And if they're not doing that, then you're going to get bad stem cells, or not as good stem cells, let's say. I don't want to say bad. And the results may not be as good. See, you're under a program that lasts a year, where they contact you every 3 months, and you have a video conference about what you're doing, how's it feeling, what's your exercise rate, what's your intake of food, what's this, what's that. That's where I've learned a lot of my health stuff that I do now is from my doctor, who's in Colombia. All right. I trust them. When you go down there, at least at BioAccelerated, you're treated like a patient should be treated. It's not a mill that's just, where you're going to run into anybody that has a negative attitude about anything. They are constantly worried about your health and care. Now, I'll tell you a little story. When I got there, I went by myself, dude. It was kind of an experience, I'll be honest. And I was dead tired. I slept. But the treatments, one of them is where they put you in an IV, and they run millions of stem cells just through your whole body, right? Well, I passed out, and they they were talking to me and they're asking me questions about my medical history while this IV was going. And evidently my blood pressure went so low because of my blood was being diluted that I fainted. I've never fainted in my life. It was the weirdest experience. And dude, I had about 5 doctors around me when I woke up. One doctor was massaging my feet, the other was rubbing my chest. I mean, it's just like, and I go, what happened? They go, well, you fainted. And I was like, wow. And they kept me in a bed there for a couple hours, just making sure I'm okay. Right. Wheelchaired me back to my hotel. And I mean, you don't get this kind of care. And all I did was faint. I mean, it wasn't life threatening at all. But the response just showed me that, holy fuck, these people, I mean, they give a shit. And the doctor that I talked to every 3 months, she was wonderful. I mean, just unbelievable service. So I can't say enough good things. The one bad thing is too fucking expensive. All right. Way too much money for the average person to do this. I learned about this 5 years before the treatment from a guy, a hemp farmer down in Southern Oregon that I used to play with. I made some CBD oil with him. And he told me about this place, right? And I researched it. I started saving my money. And dude, I saved every penny I could. And now I'm broke again. All right. Because I blew it all there. And I asked Hans, his name's Hans. I go, Hans, why don't you go do that? And he would never give me an answer. But now I understand why, because he's an alcoholic.
Mm.
And you can't drink. I had to stop drinking for 3 months before and 3 months after. And I had to stop smoking. Any
Coffee, too,
huh?
I believe you said coffee as well, right?
Yeah, I
No
had
coffee.
to 1 cup. They would say, dude, you're in Colombia, the best fucking coffee in the world. I said, are you kidding me? She goes, well, you can have 1 small cup a day. She goes, all these things contribute. She'd go into her little story about how it depletes your immune system and how it, it's not, I mean, drinking a pot of coffee a day, no, you're going to shorten your life. But fucking love coffee. I drink one every morning. It's more than a small cup. And plus you're not supposed to drink. I'll go every 3 months, I'll get wasted just because, I want to sleep well or something. So I'm not 100% on their program. I mean, I don't think anybody could be. They're just giving you the ideal conditions to keep your stem cells healthy. So
I love coffee. In fact, I have to get rid of some real quick, if you don't mind.
no, man, I'll hold
I
the
can still hear you, but
you
I'm
want
telling
to
you,
cut
right
off.
now, the fucking I will right after because it's right now 2 jams, blueberry coffee, and what I'm drinking right now, Michigan cherry. The Michigan cherry is fucking
All right,
Amazing.
cool.
Super yummy.
amazing,
Let me
amazing.
I'll just talk to Angel for a while. So.
There you go. It won't be long. I'll be right back.
Cheers, Bingus. Super good to see you.
Good to see you. How you been?
Been absolutely wonderful.
That's
It's been a roller coaster, but it's wonderful.
That's good. It's good. I've watched some of your videos. You're very proactive, and I really admire that. How's things going in that regard? Pretty good, or?
Yeah, I appreciate that, Bingus. It's definitely been a long roller coaster in Michigan in that right of things. So there's definitely been a lot of different areas that I've helped, in a sense, fight with to keep their ordinances reasonable and things of that nature. And I've pulled out of it just a little bit with so much going on with the move and all of the new stuff going on. But there's definitely still groups out there fighting for the We the People standpoint, and I'm grateful for that. And when we can get back to that with integrity, I'll definitely pull back in immediately and help continue to fight those for sure.
That's awesome. It's really good to hear that.
Definitely. How have you been doing?
I'm good, really. Wow, nice coffee cup. Uh, Doing good, really. I mean, as for an old guy, I'm not doing too bad, really. So,
Awesome.
all right, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you as always, my friend. I'm glad the eagle landed safely. And make
Right,
sure
and
you
I
send that eagle
appreciate you.
back.
Yeah, I will. I will. Maybe with some of this here, Michigan also.
Cheers, weed nerds. Cheers, everybody. Take care.
Appreciate you, brother. Have a great day, a great week.
Cheers, Bingus.
Thank you guys very much for hanging out with me, with us during this Michigan or this Monday. Michigan, it's a Monday, Michigan Monday, Weed Nerd World, I guess. But I greatly appreciate you guys and your time as well. It is time to get back at seriously putting some good eyes and effort into chopping these here gals down. Blessing to be able to do that. So thank you guys very much for tuning in. Don't forget to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. And with that being said, I am out of there. Is Green 13 in chat?
Yes, just well done.
Cheers, Green 13. Hopefully you're doing well, brother. It has been forever since I've gotten to see you in chat or got to conversate with you, have a great conversation with you, and hopefully being able to do that soon. Wish you well, brother. Cross the pond, my brother from across the pond. Have a great day.